Welcome everyone back to the Thrift Store Horde. Jason here, and I'm joined by my cohorts in thrifting. Kevin,
what's up?
Good to have you here.
Good to be here. I got my DVDs and my recent reading material and all of the Wizards.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
A whole shelf just for the Wizards.
Yeah, working on shelf number 2 for it.
And Adam, how many shelves of Wizards do you have?
Let me count. I'm straight across from here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's endless. And then I put them into log boxes after we do the show. They get moved to log boxes to free up shelf space. Yeah, so.
I have a grand total of 3 Wizards magazines. So
Good start.
I'm on my way. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining us. And this is our 10th episode. We're actually doubling down in February. Our first one released right at the beginning of the month. So we've already got a bunch of fun stuff to show off. Can't wait to get to it. I think we're going to do at least 3 rounds, but we'll see how it goes. But I think I'm going to start this time. I'm excited.
All right.
So last weekend, we hit up a town that's I don't know, about 20 minutes north of us, and there's several places that we'll hit up, and found a new place that just opened up. It was called Shut Up. I don't know why it was called Shut Up. Maybe it was like shut up, or anyway, it was just random stuff thrift store. Found some fun cassettes I wanted to show off there. All soundtracks I picked up. And I showed them off on Instagram, but why not? We'll show them off here again. We got the Batman soundtrack, which I never had. I have the Cassingle. I have the Prince Bat Dance Cassingle, but I never owned the cassette soundtrack. I don't know why, but pick that up. These are all $1. The Vision Quest soundtrack, which is very excellent. I think I've watched the movie a total once. And
that has like Madonna on it, right? That's what it's famous for. Madonna has some tracks.
Yes, Madonna has which one is it that she has? Gambler, Crazy for You. Yeah, Crazy for You is the main one you would know from there. Journey, John Waite, Dio, Red Rider, Sammy Hagar, just a great soundtrack. And then 2 from movies. Star Trek 3, Search for Spock.
What?
This is just the score, essentially. I'll take it, because soundtracks have been hitting me like crazy lately. And this one I was really excited for, because I think this is an original release, and it has songs or themes from all 3 movies from 1983. It is the John Williams Star Wars trilogy.
Ooh.
Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, and Star Wars on the tape. And so you get even the 20th Century Fox fanfare at the beginning, which is great. But all the themes, and then, this would have been just as Return of the Jedi came out. So I was excited to find that one. And that's probably the most, from what I've been looking on eBay, worth the most, about a $10 to $15 cassette. And then I won another auction on the Goodwill site for a bunch of 45s. I won't necessarily go through them all. Well, maybe I will quickly. But there's the love theme from St. Elmo's Fire. Speaking of soundtracks, Rocky IV, Robert Tepper, No Easy Way Out. I did have that one, and I did have Beverly Hills Cop. Tender Love from Crush Groove.
Wow.
Oh, gosh, I love that song. How about Bad Boy? Gloria Stefan and Miami Sound Machine. GTR, When the Heart Rules the Mind. I'm not familiar, but we'll spin it. How about Whitney? That one is How Will I Know? Billy Squire. That one is Rock Me Tonight. Oh, I love this cover. Cyndi Lauper's True Colors.
All the hits.
Yeah, I mean, there's Peter Cetera with Amy Grant, but she's nowhere to be found except on the song. It's a shame because I loved her perm back then. REO Speedwagon. I wish I could grow my hair like this. Here's Corey Hart. That like spiked with it almost looks like a porcupine.
Corey Haim did like the same hairstyle also. That's what's so weird. Yeah.
That is it. Absolutely. How about Relax? Frankie Goes to Hollywood. There's a great one. Howard Jones. No One Is to Blame. The Jets.
Yeah.
That one is Crush on You. Uh-oh. Speaking of bad. There's Samantha Fox. Yes, this one is this is weird because this is the Touch Me single. But on the back you got a I don't know. Oh yeah. Burning Heart, Survivor. And then the actual St. Elmo's Fire theme song. Actually, no, that one's Man in Motion. The other one is the Love theme. Anyway, such a great. I mean, that came out to I think about $1 each.
That's fantastic. Wow. Okay,
lots to add to my picture collection.
Yeah, with music. So I texted Kevin and Jason here to let them know that I never find good music. I don't find 80s stuff. It's so rare. Last time I just had a Jane Fonda workout record. I got excited about that, right? This time though, the music gods smiled upon me, you know, and Rick Dees or somebody, some DJ from back in the day was thinking of me. So check this out, Jason. First up, I got a cassette of 99 Luft Balloons by Nina.
Nice.
That's awesome. They had other songs apparently.
Right. Yeah.
But I also got some full albums. So we got Aha. Okay, their album here with Take on Me. It's got the sleeves and everything in it. It's looking so good.
Oh wow.
It's pretty neat. Also
what is that name of that one?
Hunting High and Low.
Hunting High and Low, yeah. Coldplay actually does a pretty good cover of that.
And Weezer. Everybody wants to cover it. Also, the Flashdance soundtrack. So. Oh
yes.
So I've got it on VHS and on LP now, so that's fun. Just looks so good.
Oh, it does.
And to match your 45 here, Peter Cetera.
Yes.
Right. This is pretty great. This is great.
Solitaire Solitude.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got that one. Oh, there's some great songs on there. I love Peter Cetera. You know, it's Chicago is the 80s. Chicago is the Chicago I know. I didn't get into them really until the 80s, and with all the love ballads and everything, even got I had the greatest hit, so I went past there, but I love his solo work too.
Yeah, he had that signature sound, and you knew what you were getting when it was Peter Cetera. All right, this last one here, though, for the LPs, just made me so happy to find this. This is Julie Brown. Okay, not downtown Julie Brown.
Yes,
accordion Julie Brown.
So this is so great. So there's Judy Tenuta, who was the accordion player, and that's what I think, because when I saw this, I was like, Judy Tenuta. I'm like, no, Julie Brown. What was her song? The Homecoming Queen's Got a Gun. If you remember that trippy track, in my high school freshman year, this group of seniors from the drama department did this a cappella version of The Homecoming Queen's Got a Gun. I thought it was so quirky and hilarious. And so to finally have this, just made my day. I was so excited. It's just 2 tracks on the album. You know, it wasn't like she was a full-on musician. It was more for the comedy. But that's not all, guys, because for Jason, how about this selection of 45s? Although I'm sure you have many of them. So we have Starship. We Built This City. All right.
Oh, yes. I do not have that one.
Oh, you don't have it yet? Okay, so that one's yours.
I have Sarah, which is blue vinyl.
Ooh. Next here from the White Knights soundtrack, a little Phil Collins there. Yep. So Separate Lives. Hey, here's the repeat right here. Miami's Machine Bad Boy. I was like, hey, just saw that. But how about this one from Footloose? Almost Paradise.
Oh yes, Mike Reno and what's her face from Hart,
Yeah, Ann Wilson.
Ian Wilson. Yeah,
Look at that headband. Yeah, there's
signature
Lover Boy
signature for
headband.
Loverboy.
Yeah, but just great graphics on there. Lou Graham, Midnight Blue. I couldn't remember if you showed this. Do you have this or no?
I don't believe I have the 45. No,
Okay.
I have it on a CD sampler actually.
Speaking
He's done
of
some good solo work too after Foreigner.
there they are. Stay the Night, Chicago. Very nice. And then this is a band I've never heard of. I'm going to assume you have, but Cock Robin?
No, can't say I have.
When your heart is weak and because it keeps on working. And I'm just like, Cock Robin. Sounds like not safe for work there. But last one here, Huey Lewis in the News. Oh yeah, check it out. The Heart of Rock and Roll. That is just.
I have a 45, but I don't have the picture sleeve
Okay.
of any of Huey Lewis. So,
that
gosh,
one's yours too, man. So yeah, whichever one of those you need for the collection, just let me know. But I was just like, I cannot believe it. Like they just keep coming.
All right, Kevin, show us something good.
All right. So you guys have doubled up there, which I mean, considering that you're in different states and shopped at different times and all, is very coincidental, maybe even supernatural. That's my ham-fisted segue. So I stumbled across some occult, supernatural, scary, spooky, paranormal books, whatever.
Oh.
All of them like rather old. So I used to collect these all the time when I was younger. I grew up with like Sightings and In Search Of and Unsolved Mysteries, of course, for all of us. And I got out of it for a bit because I realized that nothing has changed. You know, you watch an old Leonard Nimoy In Search Of, and the things that are unexplained are still unexplained. I kind of dipped out, but I do love these things a lot, though. This one is actually supposed to be like scary stories. Are they true? Are they not? Horror, humor, horror, and the supernatural. 22 stories by Saki. I don't know, but enough of a are they stories or are they true? Ooh, we don't know. Classic Riddle Bermuda Triangle. My kid is just starting to ask about Bermuda Triangle stuff. Some YouTubers doing it right now. I'm like, we can go down this rabbit hole, buddy. This will be fun. Very enjoyable. Real Ghost by Daniel Cohen. It is a ton of ghost stories, like first person account ghost stories that he collected at the time and all. Not scary, but very interesting, and ones that you're like, oh, I would like to go to that place and see what I can find, and maybe there's something spooky happening there. But that was fun. And then Exploring the Occult, the famous British book, provocative and intelligent, a book to startle the skeptics. I had to grab it because it was with all of them, but occult is kind of where I draw the line on my own interests. Like, someone wants this, I'll probably end up flipping it, but I kind of like don't invite certain things into my life. So this is like, to have it to sell is fine, but if I start reading it, I feel like I'm crossing a certain line. That's what happens, kids, when you're raised Catholic. But yeah, I mean, this was like, if all of this together was $1, I'd be shocked. It's just like a bundle that I found. I had to grab. I did end up changing the rules of the local thrift store because of me.
Oh.
It used to be any paperback is 10% of the cover price. So like 60 cents. So when I'm getting this book for 6 cents and just getting stacks, yeah, it's now changes 50 cents paperback, no matter what the original price was. They didn't like me taking advantage of that. But that's stack number 1.
Okay.
So
well, I did. I'm sorry.
No, I said back to you.
Oh, okay. I did find some books, more pop culture books, and I I'll save my two kind of unbelievable things at the end. I did find I did find something else out for Adam. I hinted at it. I'm going to go ahead and show it to you because I know you're such a Hook fan, and you just open up the box I sent you with the
yeah, that laser disc. I didn't know it was gatefold. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, I don't care if he can play it or not, just because it's the format. It was looking great. Do you play an instrument, Adam?
Sort of. Not well.
No, maybe you want to start reading music. So here is the Hook music. It's got all the songs, I guess, from the movie, you know, and the but the reason I picked it up was because music is you either read it or you can't, but it's got a great insert inside of full color pictures from the movie, and just was fantastic. And for, I don't know, whatever it was, $1, it was $1. Yeah.
Yeah. The good
that's
news
how most of my thrift stores roll, Kevin, is they'll write the price on the inside cover in pencil, so you can erase it later. But most of my stuff is 50 cents or $1.
Yeah, my wife plays multiple instruments very well, so she can play and I'll sing. How about that?
There you go. Yeah, because it says piano and vocal piano solo. So if she plays a little piano, or you can find somebody that plays keyboards, you got all the words right there.
That's cool.
All right, this one is for Karen. Karen, if you're watching, the next time around I get to sending you something. How about the New Kids on the Block scrapbook from, I think, '89? There was a booth that had like a bunch of music related books and stuff. I found both of those in the same book. Also found this one. This one was $3. This one's called Video Rock Superstars. And it's a book from 1984. I can get it out of the sleeve here, but it's got information and facts about all the music videos of the time and bands of the time, and you get some awesome artwork in there, photos in there, Stray Cats. There's a whole page on ZZ Top.
So you could do your own pop-up video while you're watching MTV.
Essentially, you probably could with this book. Oh yes, David Bowie. But found that in the same booth. And then a couple other fun ones. This is rather new. 2015. I didn't know they were doing these. You choose the stories from DC Comics, which is Batman. It's like a choose your own adventure book.
Yeah.
With the DC characters.
Cool.
And it's got what you want to do at the bottom of the page, flip to that page. So Seed Bank Heist, pick that up for $1 at Goodwill. Found another turtle novel, Buried Treasure. So there is some very fun illustrations in here with the turtle characters and, kind of leading the story along. But for the most part, it is a novel. More words than pictures. That was $1.75 from 1980 something, I would guess. So 1990 actually, but there's a list in here there's 4 other ones in the set.
That's really cool. Yeah.
But you see the art, you see that artwork, it just explodes at you. And then my favorite thing, it's not actually a book. It is a postcard book of Ren and Stimpy.
Oh.
Postcards over the edge, and inside they are literally postcards that you could tear out and send in the mail. And it's got all these great images from the cartoon, and right out of the gate I saw Powdered Toast Man. I was like, oh my gosh,
my favorite.
There he is in all of his glory. So this is I don't know, maybe 30 in this book from 1992. It's got a little bit of water damage. It's kind of bent up a little bit, but I saw it and was like, I have to have it for $1.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't look like any of the postcards have been torn out. So that might make it to eBay. I don't know. We'll see. What else you got, Adam?
All right. So on my book front, I just got a couple here. It's been interesting. I found this Oliver and Company book, right? But this is like it's like mazes and stuff. So it's just like it's what's interesting about it though is that you would think, you know, that movie came out in 1988. So this was released in conjunction with the film. This came out in 1996. So I don't know why they were trying to promote Oliver and Company in 1996 with an activity book, but Disney, maybe they were doing a re-release that I don't remember.
That's what I was going to say. Probably a re-release.
Yeah, that was weird. I also just randomly found a, you know, it's always good. You find an old Archie Double Digest. This was from 1993. You can see it has the Jurassic Park Tiger handheld ad on the back, and it's got a lot of other fun ads. You know, Sonic Lifesaver competition.
There's a Christmas one from 1987 that I found recently. Had to pick up.
Yeah, like I said, I just grabbed those. My wife, you know, she's not a comics fan, but she'll read Archie, and so I'm like, okay, here, you can start with this, dear. But speaking of comics, again, like the music, so rarely do I ever find comics, so I got to grab them when I can. What I found was this collected edition of Terry and the Pirates, which is a very seminal comic strip, adventure strip from the 30s. Unfortunately, because it's from the 30s, it's got a very stereotypical caricature. But this is like so many artists in Wizard of a certain age. Back in the 90s, they were like Terry and the Pirates. That inspired me to become an artist because the illustration was so fantastic. You know, it was just detailed and people loved it. So I wanted to read about it just to get familiar with it, like why this part of comics history, what made it so special. But also what I found, this one was pretty funny to me. It's kind of messed up. I'm trying to fix the binding here. it's coming out of the binding, but this is Wonder Woman Amazon's Attack here. And this is the reason like this was exciting was because this like is new, basically. Like it says here, from Mummy, Christmas 2021. So she got it, whoever received this, and then promptly gave it to Goodwill. So Mummy gave it, no good. But the other thing that's fun about this is the artist on it is a guy named Pete Woods. And Pete Woods did a lot of illustrations in Wizard magazine. In fact, I have an original piece that he did that was printed in the magazine that was sent to me by one of the Wizard staffers. I didn't know he went on to do like professional work on this level. So it was really cool to see his style translated to like full, you know, storytelling in comics. So that was just a nice coincidence with that. That's it.
That Terry and the Pirates, and because it's a Sunday strip mostly, but you got like Prince Valiant, the Phantom, stuff like that, your adventure comic strips, which when we were kids wanting to read, you know, Garfield, Peanuts, Calvin Hobbes or whatever, a lot of us ignored those strips. Like, why do I want this? It's adventure stuff. But if you actually read it, those are great stories that if they were in a comic, we would love. But because of the medium it's produced in, it kind of gets looked over. But other than there's stuff that's of its time, yes, as you pointed out, but that will be a fun read. I think you'll really enjoy that one. All right, so I last week, 2 weeks ago, whenever, recently, on a Saturday, I was sitting here, I was bored out of my mind, and I said, you know what, let me go somewhere I've never gone before. So for work, I knew that one of the other libraries in our 3-county area has a used bookstore attached to it. They have a converted barn that they turned into a bookstore, but every time I've been at the library, the bookstore isn't open. So it was open on that Saturday, and I drove an hour for no good reason just to look through it. So everything other than if it's separated, like you know, these are rare books or whatever, it's a flat $3 no matter what it is. I'm like, all right, that's not too bad. So immediately I hit the graphic novel section. And the only reason I didn't hit the sci-fi books is I found one that I wanted, but it was all like water warped and stuff like that. And one, the dust jacket was like falling apart, but that was part of what I wanted it for. So I stuck with the comics. So we'll see how it goes. And I'm trying to think what order to do these in, considering my co-host here. All right. So Manhattan Project which is the Manhattan Project of the atomic bomb, but it's doing a sci-fi thing with the scientists of the time. So it's Oppenheimer and everyone, but doing like, oh no, we've opened up portals to dimensions. We've changed reality. We've done all this crazy stuff here with the background of World War II and the atomic bomb. So we got Adam, I don't think you're there yet. Actually, I know you're not there yet. But if you take the bad girl phase of 90s and Wizard Comics and apply it to the 2000s, nothing is bigger than Zenescope Entertainment. Zenescope takes fairy tales and will draw them very nice covers. Occasionally the insides aren't that great, but it is just tipping fairy tales on its head. So I found Grimm Fairy Tales of Wonderland, which is a retelling of Alice in Wonderland there, and Grimm Fairy Tales Volume 7, which has just like a little bit of everything. But
Michael, my co-host, he's a huge fan of Zenescope. Like he's like, I love all their output. It's awesome.
Some are really good. I read Belle, which is Belle, Beauty and the Beast, Belle, as like a warrior woman superhero pretty much, and she's taking down monsters in New York, but it's still Belle. And the Beast is kind of like, there as the story grew. But some of it's really cool. So for $3, I was like, it's worth grabbing them and all. They always have amazing covers that just leap off the stands too. So those are good ones to find. I have no idea if this is going to be any good or not. It is the original versions of it. Three Stooges comic book collection.
Yes.
So Three Stooges have been in comics many, many times. This is all the older ones for it. And thankfully they didn't, because a lot of the republishings now, with the paper they use, the colors don't look right. They don't have that, like the little dot pixel thing. They didn't fix them. Everything looks how it did then. It's on nicer paper, but all the art looks the same. So that will be a blast.
My bud Wyatt from the Rediscover the 80s podcast, he's a huge Stooges fan, and I've seen single issues like in dollar bins and picked them up for him, sent them to him for Christmas.
And there's a couple, what is it? American Mythology's comic company now. It seems like they're buying up the rights for a lot of these properties, re-releasing some that fell into public domain, and then doing new ones of their own. And then Adam, this isn't for the movie, but you might still like it. Marvel original graphic novel hardcover, The Shadow.
Ooh, I've got that on my shelf over here.
You do have this one as well.
It's a great one, yeah.
Amazing. This looks so pretty. This was the one I was like most excited to find. But Marvel did like original graphic novels, and a lot of times oversized was their more mature line in the 70s and 80s without saying mature. But we all kind of knew what it was. Also, a lot of it was direct edition, so it wasn't on the comic spinner racks for kids. This looks beautiful. Like, I was so excited to find this one, and for $3, I thought that was a steal. I know Shadow isn't cool. I know, but I think between comics like this and all of Adam's work, maybe we can bring it back into public spotlight.
What we got to do, and Sam Raimi still wants to make a movie, so maybe after he gets to do this Doctor Strange, he gets to do The Shadow finally.
There's a Doctor Strange movie coming out.
Hey, imagine that.
I've been on the internet all week and haven't heard a thing. So weird.
Picking that poster apart, aren't you?
Oh my god. So kids have some of the YouTube channels are like trailer breakdowns. So let's take the trailers frame by frame. We've done that too. and he discovered little things on there. Well, I discovered through my kid watching it, all the little things. Like part of it's animated, which I didn't see when the trailer went by at first.
Really?
You know, another great film that has an animated sequence in the middle, Xanadu. So maybe they're working Xanadu into the mix in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I don't know.
All right. I'm good. I got one more round here. I got two things that I found I was really excited about. Rare. I just never found these two things before. And I'm going to give you a reason to go through the audiobook section of your thrift store, because they don't know if they're audiobooks, movies, what in the world they are. And this is where this is something I found in the audiobook section of a thrift store. we are over the moon now. And some of us are over the moon. The pricing for sealed VHS tapes is just,
Yeah.
you know, I have confined in Adam what I sold a copy of Happy Gilmore for recently,
Yeah.
which was insane to me because I got it for 75 cents and nearly made a 10,000% profit. The other thing I have never found out in the wild is Betamax tapes. You know, those just seem to be tossed or, you know, rare enough that they don't even put, I haven't even seen any with the VHS things. So I found one in the audiobook section and it's still sealed. It's Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. That's why it's so funny that I found that soundtrack cassette.
Yeah.
But it's, you can tell it's got the Paramount watermark on there, and it's on eBay, y'all, if you want to go snag it. But I threw out there a number just to see what would happen. I have seen copies in the last 2 months sell for $125 and $150 sealed. So that was just amazing. I got it for, I think, I can't remember, there was like a colored marker that was on the front. I think it was $2 or $3. Adam, have you ever seen Betamax tapes out?
Never. I've never. The only time I've picked up Betamax tapes, they didn't even have the sleeve. It was when I went to go visit Captain Video. I grabbed a couple old Betamax tapes they had, but they were just loose. So
what about you, Kevin? Have you seen Betamax in the wild?
In the wild, never. In person, a friend in school still had a Beta that his dad had a Betamax, so they still had some tapes and still had it in the living room. That's the only time I've ever even seen them. It's super rare.
Yeah, so it was unbelievable seeing that. And as much as I am over the moon for stickers, these just seem to me just rare, out of the ordinary. I thought they were stickers at first, and it was in that same booth that I found some of those music books, the Hook, sheet music, and the New Kids book. I just found this sitting here like this, and it's I thought they were stickers because you look down here, you see the Energizer bunny. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick these up. This was $1. They are temporary tattoos, vintage temporary tattoos. I'm going to try, now that I'm here, I'm going to try to get this open so I can show you. I have looked online and I cannot find exactly if these were like a pack in like Kmart or a department store, if they came out of a vending machine. The Energizer bunny tattoo says promo only or something on the back. So I'm like, did it come in a pack of batteries? You know? But it's, some of it is pop culture, but more or less it's all kind of just random and fun designs, temporary tattoos. And on the back, it does say like 1993 JV marketing, whatever, out of California. But just some great ones, you know, sheets. These were probably in a pack, I would imagine, in the department store to pick up. But there are some, and those are all early 90s. Yeah, so there's the fun one, the Energizer cool. Bunny, site sample only, not for resale. I don't know what these things are worth, so if anybody can tell me anything. How about the MTV logo?
Whoa. That feels like there would have been one of the actual like stop motion commercials, right? Somebody putting on the tattoo right, and the interstitials.
And then some of these are the what they call the bracelet or anklet temporary tattoo. How about be young, have fun, drink Pepsi?
Whoa.
Wrap that I would need about 3 of these to wrap around my ankle.
Yeah.
But that was just unbelievable to me to find temporary tattoos in a, you know, it was almost like a comic bag and board that they put them in. And from the early 90s, you just don't see anything like that. And I haven't been able to find, like I said, I've been Googling, looked on eBay. don't know what they're worth, if they're, worth reselling or just, I don't know. I'll randomly put the MTV logo on my cheek on my one day at work or something,
Your last day at
Anyway.
work, maybe.
Right, yeah. So those were a couple of rare things that I found lately that just, when my wife hears me gasp, she's like, "Oh God, what did you find?" And it's usually she's disappointed, but explaining to her, this is a Betamax. This isn't VHS. She knew, Anyway, all right. On to you, Adam. Last round.
All right, so I got to close out with some VHS here. I got to go to a thrift store I haven't been to in quite a while. It's probably been like 3 or 4 months since I've been out there, and I like that because things start to build up. So I did actually come home with a bunch of like home recorded VHS. They had a ton of them there. Most of them had movie titles though, and what I've learned is that people just recorded those either direct from a rental or they recorded them off of cable. So there's usually not commercials, but I did grab some of those. But I also found an X rental tape of Ray Stevens live. Okay. And this is the style like when you would take the empty VHS case off the shelf, take it up, and then they would have these all on a shelf behind, right? And then they would grab it out. But it's super heavy duty, like to open. And he says here it was from International Video. Okay, so they got a nice little logo there, and it gives you all the instructions on how to care for the tape and do not ruin this tape. But I just really like that. Plus the fact that I feel like Ray Stevens is a character I've heard about for so long, and I know none of his music, like The Streak, right? I'm like, what is The Streak? I don't know. So
Boogity boogity.
Yeah, time will tell. This is what I did share this online. This is another X rental, Prehysteria 2. And this is like it has a lot of stop motion dinosaurs. This is from the same studio, Full Moon Studios, I believe, but they had their kids line of videos that they would put out. As you can see, $5.99. It was a previously viewed. But what happened was when I posted this online, somebody said, "Oh, I recognize that sticker that did not come from Hollywood Video, even though it has a Hollywood Video sticker right here on the bottom." He said it came from his chain, and now I'm forgetting Movie Gallery, I think it was. And he said, I used to work at Movie Gallery, and we would get all the stock from Hollywood Video because they like bought up Hollywood Video eventually or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so he's coming on for season 3 of Rental Return now because of this tape, because he worked there forever. Like he had all these stories. I was like, that's awesome. So a little help there. This also is something that's special to me. This is the Blue Angels. I need to borrow that jet tattoo that was on one of your sheets there, Jason. The Blue Angels, I grew up near a bunch of military bases, and the Blue Angels were always at air shows. And so like, this is like a big deal to me, like to have a little piece of history there and learn more about the Blue Angels. Also on an upcoming episode of Wizards, we'll be talking about the Blue Angels who got their own comic book. Huh? Yeah. Jason just sent me a bunch of my favorite RCA Columbia Red Border tapes, but I found this one featuring Red Skelton, the Fuller Brush Man. We'll see how funny. Red Skelton's another guy. Like I always remember seeing like you could order his videos from commercials, right? But I don't know who Red Skelton is. Not my era. On the sealed VHS front, so I found this sealed copy of the James Dean story. It actually has a Best Buy sticker there, so it came from Best Buy originally, but it's sealed. Everything is nice. And also then I found the James Dean story, a different one, as far as I could tell. So like somebody was really into James Dean, was buying up all the videos that they could get their hands on. Speaking of sealed VHS, by the way, I'll just tell this quick story. So I was selling a bunch of stuff this week of my sealed VHS. I just put them all up on eBay because that's not what I collect. I want to watch them. I want them open. But I had this precious one, which is the Return of Swamp Thing that I've had for years that I bought way back when because I just love that movie. And so I had it up for sale. And previously, a sealed copy had sold for like $172. And so this guy called me. He's like, "Hey, can I just buy it outright?" And I was like, "You could. I would take that amount." He's like, "Yeah, whatever it sold for last time, I'll pay that." I'm like, "Okay." But then he started studying the video pictures and all that stuff. Turns out my copy is a reseal, most likely, because it has the security tab, but it's not attached. It's folded up inside the box. And so I sold it. Like I didn't realize it. So I sold it, and then somebody's like, I contacted a bunch of VHS experts and they said that's a reseal, so I want my money back. So I had to go, I'd already sent it, I had to go to the post office, ask them to give me the box back and all that stuff. I was just like, guy, because I almost said to him, I was like, it's your responsibility, you had all the photos, like I didn't try to. But then I realized I wrote factory sealed on it, and if it's not factory sealed, I felt bad, so I said fine, I'll take it on this one. But but I did sell a copy of Juice starring Tupac Shakur that I did not know was super rare and out of print, and so I sold that, and that made plenty. So I was happy with that sale this weekend, which took place I'm so out of pop culture and sports mainly that I don't know that when the Super Bowl is. So all my listings were literally happening during the Super Bowl. So I probably lost a little bit of my buying audience there, but I did okay. Last video here though is I got the Jane Fonda workout record last time. Now I got a Jane Fonda. Oh, I love this. I mean, this is the softer Jane Fonda. I feel like she looks really intense on all those the earlier videos, and this is like, yeah, she's just. But and you see all the videos on the back. She had quite a few in her series by this point. But the best part, had a $5 rebate card in there. So
nice.
Love those promo pieces that come inside. So I'm building up quite a collection of Jane Fonda. I just got to find a copy of Barbarella somewhere. I don't know. That's all for now.
All right. One, it shocks me you don't have Barbarella. And two, there's part of me that almost wants, because of you, to have like a fitness VHS collection, just for what it says for like the years that they were made, who was popular, just as like a pop culture history thing.
Yeah, I will tell you, I passed up a sealed record of the Debbie Reynolds workout. Princess Leia's mom did a workout record when she was in her 60s, but it was the only thing at this particular Goodwill I saw that day. And I'm like, I'm not walking up with just this record.
Oh. Okay. All right. I said toys. It's not quite toys. May fudge it a little, but I think we can count puzzles as toys, right?
Yeah.
All right, so this was all together at my local Salvation Army. I gotta assume it was all the same person. I have not put them together, so they could be missing pieces. But just for box art alone, and for when they came out, I had to grab them.
Oh, Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So even if they're not complete, just to grab these.
Yeah, let's see that box art, man.
All right. So, Merman, Buzz Off. So this is obviously a later one because of Buzz Off being there. I forget the vehicle names, but it doesn't really matter.
Now, these don't connect, do they?
No.
Okay.
Now, this one I'm not worried about because coming off of the VHS discussion, it's sealed.
Oh,
Whoa,
my
cool.
God. Oh, how much did you pay for this?
$1 each, 99 cents each.
Wow.
Yeah.
You see this look? This is envy. Envy right here.
All right, this one is open. But God, it's so pretty.
Wow.
I mean, like, I would just put that up as art on its own. Forget it being He-Man, but just like fantasy art, if that was a book cover or something. Awesome. God, I don't know which one's my favorite. All right. Got everything on here.
Classic. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So cool looking. And I mean, like the first one's the only later one. All of these look like first round of figures and toys and merchandise and everything. And then this one just, I mean, it's classic. This is the last one I got too. But she so pretty. I was so excited when I found these. Someone's mom and dad did some math on the back of it, just looking for random scrap paper, probably on the phone one day.
That's my mom.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So yeah, I mean, I don't care if they're complete or not, because it's the boxes that send it over. If they're complete, then I might have to do something about it. Like I haven't put a full puzzle together in forever, but I would debate doing it and getting it matted and everything just for the fun of it.
Yeah, that is so cool. Wow.
Yeah, I was so excited. I said, I'm grabbing them all. I do not care. I'm grabbing them all right now. So happy.
You know, I love puzzles. I mean, I've put together the Waldo ones. I've framed those. Adam sent me the G.I. Joe one. I've got some Garfield ones. My first dabble into this, and I'm disappointed because I am missing pieces, but there is a Transformers one that I bought at a show several years ago, and that G1 art is just instantly recognizable.
Yeah.
And I will cut this box up if I have to display it, since I can't use the puzzle. But I don't know what it is about those puzzles. I mean, that one, we recognized the art because it was all over the toy packaging and everything, and that had the posters, inset posters. But I don't know if that He-Man art was used anywhere else, you know.
I don't even know either, because I've seen some He-Man art lately. I'm in a Facebook group that's nothing but like cool pictures of like 80s toys and properties and all. And one of the He-Man art showed up, and I was like, I had the pillowcase with that on it. I remember that. So yeah, a lot of these images were just like, they went to a trade show and they said, who wants these, and put it on whatever you're gonna do. But you look at even the retro line right now, looks more like the comics, the mini comics that came with the figures, than they look like what the cartoons were. Man at Arms has a beard, he doesn't have a beard. Like, there's so many different versions of this stuff too. I mean, maybe there's a sticker book with some of this art on it. Who knows?
Probably so. Yeah, all that Earl Norem art and some of the other guys. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I had the Panini sticker book with Masters of the Universe. It had a different cover, but it was mainly just pieces from the cartoons.
Yeah.
You know? That's cool, man. That is
pretty great 10th episode so far. I mean, that
gosh,
was,
you know, Kevin won it as far as I'm concerned. I just those puzzles are so great. We found one at RetroCon, Wyatt and I don't know, probably 3 years ago, that was Mask, and I had never known that they did jigsaw puzzles in Mask. And we found a couple of them. One was still sealed, and that was like finding gold, man. So yeah, if I had seen that stack in my local Goodwill or something, I would have fallen out.
Dove for it. The only reason I didn't have to run for it is no one else was in there at the time.
Yeah. And I could buy 1,000 copies of the Jesus film still sealed on VHS. I probably saw a dozen. The workout tapes and all that stuff I see sealed all the time. And then you find one that looks like it's sealed, and then it's just still in the cellophane and open from the bottom.
Yeah, speaking of which, I didn't share this, but I did get Abs of Steel. I did find a sealed copy of Abs of Steel. So
now you got to get Abs of Steel, Buns of Steel, and whatever, the whole of Steel collection.
Maybe, or calves or something. No, it's probably another one.
Triceps of Steel. Anyway, yes, this was great, guys. We wow, and just in a couple of weeks, we usually will try to wait to the end of the month. I'm like, I got a bunch of stuff here. I need to get it out of my system. So if we have the time and have the the haul, we can go more than once, during the month. But great show, guys. Episode 10. Thanks everybody for watching. And again, down in the description, I'm putting links to all of our individual channels too. Make sure you follow us everywhere, because like Adam put up a haul video there. Kevin does his comic bundles, and every once in a while I'll do some stuff. So make sure you're following us everywhere, because this is not everything that you're seeing that we're getting from the thrift store. I guarantee it. So thank you guys for watching, and love your feedback. Keep it coming. Keep your comments coming on the stuff we find, and we'll be happy to respond as well. But thanks, guys, man. Another great episode.
So long, everybody. Keep thrifting.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.